Hi everybody, welcome to LiveFit Kitchen. I have what I hope is an amazing recipe for you today, but I admit I actually haven't tried this one yet. I just thought about it this afternoon, decided it's what I wanted to make, and so here we are, and we've made it, and Jason will be the first person ever to taste my frittata. Now, I did look online and I took the basic idea for the recipe from some other websites and had a look at what other people were doing, and then I made it my own. So I used 6 eggs, 3/4 of a cup of water, 4 ounces of zucchini, 2 ounces of broccoli, 4 ounces of onion, a teaspoon of coconut oil and a teaspoon of butter, and some salt and pepper. So you can see this recipe is definitely phase 1 friendly, but this is one of those recipes that's going to be so easy to just change around and put different vegetables in and try different things with, because it really was pretty simple. So here's what I did. I took my 6 eggs and I put them into a mixing bowl with the 3/4 of a cup of water, and I beat those with a fork, and I added just a little bit of salt to that mixture. Then I heated up my frying pan, and in the fry pan I put the coconut oil, just a teaspoon, with the onion. Now the onion I chopped up into pretty small pieces, and I let it cook on a fairly medium to high temperature just until it started to brown. So I did stir it occasionally, move it around a little bit, but I'm hoping you can see on the camera here that I used a brown onion, or yellow onion, and I kind of let it brown up a little bit, just to give it that little bit of extra flavor. So once I had that done, I took the onion out of the pan and I put my broccoli in. And the reason that I chose 4 ounces of zucchini and 2 of broccoli is because I took it straight off the phase 1 plan. But obviously this does make several servings of the frittata, but it just seemed like good quantities, and luckily for me it worked out really well. So I actually used baby broccoli because that's what was in the fridge, and I chopped it up into some fairly small pieces. I put that into the pan that was still hot from having cooked the onion, and I threw in just about 2 tablespoons of water and put the cover on quickly. And I let it steam for about 3 or 4 minutes until the broccoli was, that bright green color that it gets, and it had softened just a little bit, but it was not fully cooked at all. So then I'd pre-cut my zucchini, and I cut the zucchini again into fairly small pieces, but I didn't pre-cook the zucchini. I wanted that to stay, a little more firm in the frittata, so I didn't pre-cook that at all. Now, what I did next, I rebeat the eggs just a little bit to make sure that they were still well combined with the water. And by the way, if you've never tried scrambled eggs made with water instead of milk, the water works great. I caught my dad doing it one time. I said, "What are you doing, Dad?" And he told me to try it, and what do you know, it was actually really good. So I poured the eggs into the pan. Oh, sorry, I missed a step. What I did, I put the pan into the oven that I was preheating, and then I put the teaspoon of butter into it. And I just left the pan in there empty for just about 2 minutes probably. I put the butter in, and then I just tipped it all around so that the butter coated the inside of the pan just a little bit. It said the pan was non-stick, but I didn't really trust it, so that's why I used that teaspoon of butter. So anyway, so now I've got the melted butter all over my pan, and then I poured in the eggs. After the eggs went in, I put the broccoli at one end and the zucchini at the other end, and the zucchini being about twice the quantity of the broccoli. Zucchini took up about 2/3 of the pan, and the broccoli is just down on this one little serving here. And then I put the onions in on top. Now, I'm assuming that the recipes online say to put the eggs in and then the vegetables, so that the vegetables suspend in the eggs a little bit, and it really seemed to work. So then into the oven it went, middle tray, 350 degrees, and I baked it for about 35 minutes. And you can see it came out perfectly cooked. I was very excited. It said to check that it was done by using a knife and just sticking it straight into the mixture, and if the knife comes out clean, then your frittata is ready. So that's what I did. Took about 35 minutes, and you can see hopefully that the edge is browned up just a little bit, and it's nice and firm in the center. So this being 6 eggs is a 3-serving recipe, and I just thought this was really neat because this is the sort of thing that's delicious warm or cold. You can have it in the fridge and have 3 breakfasts ready to go for 3 different mornings, or feed it to your husband and your kids. It was just really simple. So a serving suggestion from me is to have it with that Trader Joe's hot sauce that we all like so much. Remember, if you're using hot sauce, make sure that it has nothing in it except the chilies and some vinegar and probably a little bit of salt, but no sugar or any other additives. So I think the hot sauce would be really good. Oh, and I did crack just the littlest bit of pepper over the top of it as well, more for how it looked than anything else. So, drum roll please, this will be the first ever serving of my frittata. And it's firm, but it doesn't look hard at all. And it hasn't actually stuck to the edges of the pan, which seems like a bit of a miracle. Oh, I'm ever so pleased. So Jason's going to come out here and do the taste test. If I can get it out of the pan, hopefully in a pretty piece. Oh, look at this. Wow. I just get so excited when my food works. Come on over, Jason, don't be shy. So we'll give him a little of each to try. Here's your hot sauce. I asked Jason if he'd like to try it with the hot sauce. He said, I like hot sauce on everything. Okay.
Better. So
Wow.
this is the broccoli and that's the zucchini one?
Mm-hmm. So he's trying the broccoli first. It just looks so good. Oh my gosh. I'm so excited. For years, I was one of those people that just couldn't cook. So when stuff works, I'm like way more excited than you would think is normal. What do you think?
Really good. It's like light and fluffy as opposed to like an omelet with vegetables in it. It's got some more fluff, it feels a little bit more substantial, which is nice. Yeah, it's good. It's very light.
Wow, light and fluffy. Look what I made. I'm so excited. I'm so glad you like it.
That's good frittata.
Thank you so much for joining us, everybody. Go and make a frittata. Tell me how it goes.